All right, let's get right into it. For pretty much your entire life, you've been sold a blueprint for success. But what if that blueprint was a total lie? What if the financial advice we all grew up hearing is the very thing that's actually holding us back? Today, we're going to tear up that old rulebook and take a look at the playbook billionaires are really using.
Just let that sink in for a second. Every single pillar of what we're told is conventional financial wisdom. A guy who built an empire calls it obsolete. Go to school, get a good job, save your money. For most of us, this isn't just advice, it's the only path we've ever been shown.
So you have to ask the big question, what if that path was never meant to lead to real wealth? What if it's more like a treadmill, designed to keep you running and working hard, but never actually letting you get ahead? And this isn't about some big conspiracy. It's just about understanding that there are two totally different financial systems at play.
The real issue here isn't about how hard you work. I'm sure you work plenty hard. You can get a raise, you can even make more money and still feel completely broke at the end of the month. Why? Because the problem isn't in your bank account, it's in the mental programming that was installed in us from day one.
Just look at the gap between these two worlds. It's huge. Schools teach you how to be a good employee, how to trade your time for a paycheck. The rich, on the other hand, learn how to build or buy assets that make money for them while they sleep. They don't just save money. They put that money to work. And they don't avoid debt. They learn how to use it as a tool to acquire even more assets. They're playing a completely different game.
And this all comes down to something financial psychologists call your money script. Think of it like the invisible story you're constantly telling yourself about money. It was programmed into you by your family, your friends, and society. You didn't even write this script, but it controls every single financial decision you make. This quote, man, it just gets right to the heart of it. Think about it. When you get a raise or a bonus, what's your very first instinct? For so many of us, it's to upgrade our lifestyle, right? A nicer car, a bigger apartment. We spend to show people we've made it. We're trying to prove our success instead of using that money to actually improve our financial situation by buying assets.
And that invisible script creates what's called a wealth ceiling. It's like a thermostat for your finances. If you subconsciously see yourself as a $50,000 a year person, then even if a $200,000 opportunity lands in your lap, you'll find a way to mess it up or spend the extra money just to get back to your comfort zone.
So how do we break out of this? We have to throw out the old script and start operating in the billionaire's reality. And spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with creating the next viral app or some flashy tech startup. In fact, it's actually way less glamorous than that.
While everyone else is out there chasing the next shiny object, real wealth is being quietly built in industries that you are never going to see on Instagram. We're talking about solving the simple, predictable, and yeah, sometimes messy problems that people will always need solved. Just think about it for a second. Vending machines, trash collection, laundromats. These businesses are not exciting. They're never going to get you on the cover of a magazine. But you know what they do? They generate consistent, predictable cash flow because people always need them. The demand never goes away.
Let that number just sink in. $4 million a year. And that's net profit from cleaning windows. A business you could start with a squeegee, a bucket, and some soap. This isn't some weird fluke. It's a perfect example of the massive opportunity that's hiding in plain sight in businesses that everyone else just overlooks.
So here's the key takeaway. Boring is a feature, not a bug. Boring is beautiful. Why? Because boring means there's low competition, because everyone else is chasing excitement. It means predictable revenue, because it solves a problem that isn't going anywhere. It means there's a proven model that's been making people rich for decades. By the way, if you're getting value from this breakdown of financial advice, make sure you hit that subscribe button for our weekly deep dives. All right, so the second key to the billionaire's reality is mastering the fundamental language of money. And it all starts with this one simple definition. An asset puts money in your pocket, period. It doesn't matter what it is, a business, a rental property, a book you wrote. If it generates income, it's an asset.
And the opposite of that is a liability. It takes money out of your pocket. This is the trap. This is where the middle class gets completely stuck. We are programmed to buy liabilities, like new cars, expensive gadgets, even our primary home, thinking that they're assets.
Let's break this down with some real-world examples to make it super clear. A rental property you own generates rent, right? So that's an asset. But the home you live in? It costs you a mortgage, taxes, and maintenance. That's a liability. A book that pays you royalties is an asset.
The car that costs you payments, insurance, and gas is a liability. The whole game is just to fill your life with things from that left column.
If you look back through history, almost all massive fortunes have been built through one or more of these four asset classes. You've got businesses, which give you control and cash flow, real estate, which gives you leverage and appreciation, commodities, the raw materials the world runs on, and paper assets, like stocks and bonds. This is the map. This is where wealth is created.
And this right here is the ultimate mindset shift you have to make. Stop chasing a higher paycheck. Instead, focus all your energy, your time, and your money on acquiring one asset, then another, then another. Because income always follows assets. You build the asset column first, and the income will take care of itself.
Okay, so we've broken down the old system and we've revealed the new one. Now, how do you actually start playing the game differently? Here's your new playbook, and believe it or not, it starts with the words you use.
Your financial reality is literally shaped by your language. Saying, "I can't afford it," shuts your brain down. It's an escape. It's an out. But asking, "How can I afford it?" well, that opens your brain up. It turns you into a problem solver. It shifts you from being a victim to being a player. You change your words, and you start to change your world.
So, what are your first 3 moves? First, starting today, police your own language. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," rephrase it to, "How can I?" Second, find your game. What's a high-income skill you can develop, or what's a boring problem in your community that you could solve? And finally, number 3, acquire just one small asset. Buy a single share of a dividend stock. Write and publish a short ebook. The goal isn't to get rich overnight, it's to get your first asset working for you. The path to wealth isn't some secret held by a chosen few. It's just a different set of rules, and now you have the playbook. So, the big question is, are you willing to embrace boring to build real wealth? What's the first move you're going to make? Drop it in the comments below. And if this explainer changed how you think about money, make sure you're subscribed for more insights just like this.